Hello everybody, Corey here. In this video, we will be going over the trades and holdings for ULTY for May 28th. Just a reminder, I'm not a qualified licensed investment or financial advisor. I'm here to gather the data and present it to you so you can make your own decisions. Just a reminder, YieldMax ETFs are extremely risky, so please ensure that you know what you're risking, what you're investing in before doing so. All right, so let's jump into the trades. Or no, I don't want to do that. Let's go back a day. All right, so if you remember last Friday, they were over the stock price on one of these. I think this was it. Yeah. So we had on here that Zim was over the stock price by 4 cents. And then I just had a note on here when they bought these stocks, the stock they paid an average of $19.20, and the strike price for this one was 21, and it ended up being 21.04. So I didn't know with it being that close if they would actually get assigned on all of these or not. What I did today was I went back and compared. This is them here. I don't know why. There we go. Okay, because I'm on column G. There we go. But here, what I went back and did is today they added 280,100 shares to Zim. And the holdings showed, after adding those, 286,800, which means the difference between these, the holdings minus what was added meant they had 6,700, which then means, again, assuming the data is accurate, that they had 6,700 left. So if they had shares this last week of 324,000, if you take that minus how much they would have had before adding this to the holdings for today, then that shows that they were assigned on 317,300. So this will be the first time we've seen this happen. So I just thought I would show you and then show you how I came up with the number. But yeah, so that I wanted to do that from last week. Then if we just go into the trades here, so you can see that they've closed out Affirm, Celsius, CGC, Carvana, Lyft, and SRPT, the therapeutics company. And then I just remembered that I wanted to go pull up the earnings sheet. I just wanted to check because I was pretty sure that most, if not all, of the stocks they added today had earnings. So now at least I have that up. But yeah, so they closed out of those at the top. So you can see they closed, of course, whatever the stock price was when they closed and the amount of money they brought in. And so if we go down, we can see they added, I'm just looking. Yeah, these say added, but they're not. I did not change the formula, so it was reading from today's holdings and not yesterday's holdings. So that's why those addeds are there. So those are actually wrong. Okay, but we didn't close out any others there. So let's go to the holdings. So I'll have to disregard the added and new because it's not 100% accurate. Which I guess I can just tell you. So let's go through the new companies so we can have this open. So we have Kava Group here. I don't even know if that's how you say that. But that one is a brand new one to this fund. And then Chewy, I think we've had Chewy here before. And then we have Dale, the first one. So with that said, so Kava Group here, it reported earnings this evening after the close. And so I don't remember. They went down. I should have had my thing set up on my device, but I wasn't thinking about it. So yeah, they dropped a couple of dollars after close. All right, they actually had dropped more than a couple of dollars after close. They had went from, let's see, they closed at about 82.40 today. They dropped all the way down to 75, and they came back up and ended up closing post market at 80.75. So they're probably going to go down tomorrow, but they had earnings. Then Chewy, so that one, like I said, that's new and that's back. They have earnings in the morning, so I know you're already watching this morning time, so pre-market on Wednesday. Then Dale, brand new, first time it's been here in ULTY. It has earnings after close on Thursday. And then Foot Locker, I just assumed they had earnings too. Oh, yep, there they are. So Foot Locker has earnings Thursday morning before open. And then Gap, that's a brand new one. So let me see. Okay, let me look at all the tickers here. So Gap, I don't see it. Let me look again. So what day is the 30th? So the 30th is Thursday, and I'm looking at this earnings whisper sheet, and I do not see Gap on here for Thursday. So I'm not sure. However, when I look in the quarter app that I've showed y'all before, it says that they have earnings on Thursday. So I don't know. But let's see, tomorrow. Coming, of course, because today's Wednesday. So I don't know. It says that it will be Thursday. So we'll see. And then Hood. I was pretty sure Hood was also this week. Well, it looks like Hood's was May 8th. They have like some kind of event Thursday, but it's not earnings. So that one's back. So we have a lot of brand spanking new ones. Kava, Chewy's back, Dale's new, Foot Locker's new, Gap's new, the Robin Hood's back. And then, yeah, I guess that's it. I didn't realize they were like all there together at the beginning of the alphabet, but I guess so. So anyway, I think we know most of these about, except for Kava Group. I've never heard of that one before until today. But yeah, these other ones we have heard of, or they were already in here. So anyway, so I wanted to go over the new ones there. And then AI, so I didn't mention it, but our first one up there, AI, its earnings is this week also. So it has earnings on Wednesday, which is going to be today when y'all watch it, in the aftermarket. Which then makes me wonder, do we have any more that I have missed? Because it seems like we have I know we don't hold NanoX Imaging anymore, but it had earnings today. So now I'm going to confuse things today. So it was on Tuesday. And then CGC, I thought this was interesting. This is the one that we just closed out of today here, but they have earnings this week. So they have earnings before open on Thursday, in case any of you are interested in trading that one. Yep, okay. I think that's it for earnings. I'm just not sure why some of these aren't showing up on there. But I just wanted to mention all the brand new ones and get all the earnings out there that I knew about. So we do have lots of things going on this week. Hopefully Dale, every time I hear Dale, all I ever hear about it is going up. So we'll see. Really, honestly, as far as trading and stocks go, I personally don't ever hear anybody talk about Foot Locker or Gap. So, or Kava, since that's the first time I've ever heard of it. So, yeah, not sure there. But anyway, we can see all the trades on the left-hand side. So you can see that they added to AI. Of course, all these short calls are going to be new. Because we didn't have any short calls when we closed out the week last week, right? So I apologize that, like I said, I just forgot to change my formula when I did this. I'm sure y'all don't care about this. So some of these, they didn't add any more stocks. Some of them they did. And some of them, they just jumped right back into it. So, I know this is, I wish I had my computer sitting right in front of me. All right. So, all those short calls are new, which now I'm like, why did I even do that? Because we know, dang it, I shouldn't even waste my time doing that, because now the stocks say new, and that's not necessarily the case either. And it's just because the data wasn't coming over properly, and the way these are coming over with the tickers, and then I have to manually type over all of them or whatever, because now they're coming in with the CUSIPs. Well, it's not on this one, it is on the trading one, and then so it's not matching up. But anyway, they did add to the AI here. So we have our short call that expires this Friday with a strike price of $26.50. We're currently underneath that 9%. Now, last time this one had earnings, this thing jumped up to $35, $36. So will that happen again? I don't know. I personally hope so for my own personal account. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens here. And then we have Kava. So these are brand spanking new to us. So you can see the trades that happened today there. This one expires on Friday. In fact, all of these expire except one. For some reason, B. Riley will be next week. But Kava has a $92 strike price. We're underneath that by 10%. And Kava went down 1% today. Looks like we're a little mixed here. And I forgot. I think last time I did the daily roundup and then I didn't go through the changes. I don't really, doing these together is sort of new, or it's been a long time since I've done them together. So I haven't, I guess, thought about what order I go in the tabs on. But, and then you know what? I forgot. I also usually keep this so you can see it, most of this on the screen outside the trades itself. But let's move on to Chewy. So we can see Chewy. Those are new here for this week anyway. Again, you can see all the trades on the left. But we have a short call that expires Friday with the $18 strike price. We're 6% under that. And the stock did increase by 2% today. Then we have Clean Spark here. So they created a new position for the short call this week. It expires Friday with a $20 strike price. We're currently underneath that strike price by 12%. Then we have Dale, brand new stock to the ULTY family or portfolio here. The short call will expire on Friday with a $185 strike price, which we're currently under by 10%. Then we have Foot Locker, brand new again to ULTY. We have a short call that expires Friday, which is a $26 strike price, and we're 11% below that at $23.02, and the stock came up 4% today. And then we have Gap, brand new to ULTY again. We have a short call that expires Friday with a $23 strike price, and we're currently underneath that by 12%. The stock actually ended up going down 3% today. I wonder what made that move. And then we have Hood, so this one's back with us. And so we have a short call that expires on Friday with a $22 strike price, and we're underneath that by 7%. It's interesting. I didn't notice until like right now. So Kava's 92 and Dale's 185. So those are a little pricey. But then if we look at the other new ones they added, Chewy was strike prices 18, Foot Locker's 26, Gap 23, Hood 22. So those four at least are about the same, around the same price. Then we have those two little bit more expensive ones there. But anyway, we're going to move on to Mara. So Mara, they did a new position for the short call this week, which expires on Friday, and a $23.50 strike price, which we're underneath by 12%. And Mara did go down 2% today. And MicroStrategy here, again, they added to the short call this week, or they created the short call for this week with the $1,800 strike price, in which we're underneath 7%, and the stock did drop 1% today. When I did look at Bitcoin today, it was hovering up and down between 68,000, so not sure where that ended up. But then we have Novavax here. Okay. So they had this one last week. I thought they did. But I am not seeing it here, which then makes me wonder, did they close it out? Oh, this one, yeah, I had a mark on here. It would have expired worthless, but they paid to close it out. Of course, they had no clue that, it was going to close on the exact same dollar amount as the strike price. So they ended up actually closing that one out. I don't even know. Oh, somehow the trades were moved way up here. All right. So it looks like they just got back into that position. So with the short call for that one that expires on Friday with a $15.50 strike price, which is ironic. And we closed today at $15.52. So that's interesting that we had the $15.50 strike price before, and then that's where it closed at, and so they just did another one at the exact same price. But anyway, then we have Reddit here. So they added. Now that doesn't make sense. So let's look. Reddit. So it says the stock. Let's look. Yeah, so that doesn't make any sense. Oh, well, because I'm thinking there's shares and there's contracts. So hold on, let me go back and look. The numbers were very close to each other, so then in my head it wasn't fully comprehending. So yeah, they added 1,073 contracts to the short call, but they added 3,600 shares to the stock, which then gets them to where they need to be here for these. And so if you don't know, contracts are 100 stocks, right? So this times 100 would equal the same amount as that. It's just, yeah, not seeing them big like that and seeing them close together, it threw me off. But we have Reddit here that has the short call that expires on Friday with the 61.50 strike price, which are underneath by 5%. The stock itself actually came up 7% today. And then we have B. Riley. You can see the new short call here. This doesn't expire till next week and has a $31 strike price. Now, we're under the stock by 8%, but the stock went down 7% today. Otherwise, we'd have just been right there. The stock price is right there at the strike price. So, anyway, then we have Sunrun here. So they must have added this one back. Looking at the number of shares here. So we have a short call that expires Friday with a 14.50 strike price, which are under by 7%, and the stock came up 1% today. Then we have SMCI, which has a new short call position with the strike price of $950. It expires on Friday. We're currently underneath that by 8%, and the stock went down 1% today. So we have Upstart here where they added to the stocks and created the short call for this week. And we have a $25 strike price, which were under by 6%, and the stock rose 1% today. Then we have Viking Therapeutics here. You can see where they added to the stock and created a new short call with a strike price of $68, which were underneath by the stock price is underneath the strike price by 4%, and the stock rose 4% today. And then last we have Zim Shipping here. So this is where they've added additional stock and created the short call for this week. It has a $22 strike price, which were only under by 2%. The stock did rise 5% today. This, I thought I copied over this with the new data, but it doesn't look like I did. So if we go here to the daily tab here, we can see over here these reds were the ones that were closed out. The greens were the new ones today, and then the other ones were the ones from last week. So let's just look at these brand spanking new ones. So you can see all those new ones there, and you can see the IV for those and how they rank amongst all of these if you want to see those up top. But let's just sort this by where they are. So if, SRPT is no longer in the account, so our highest will be CleanSpark and Novavax with 102%, with the lowest being Hood, because we don't have Celsius or left anymore. We have Food at 58%, and it would be the last one there. All right, then we have the close data here. Friday's close, today's, and then the change. All right, so ULTY dropped 1.59% today, or about 23 cents, while the stock market was up like $1 or 0.02%. But it looks like Celsius was our biggest issue. It dropped 13% today, and I don't know if it had earnings, but I know that they were talking about something about sales dropping off for it. So let me look real quick. I don't see it here on the list for today. Of course, that doesn't mean it didn't happen, but yeah. So I don't know. But then, of course, we also closed out a Celsius, SRPT, CGC, and then we have B. Riley being down 7%. They closed out a Carvana. Then we have Gap and Mara. They're at 3 and 2%. But let's look at the bottom. So we have Reddit was up 7% today. Zim was up 5%. And then we had Viking Therapeutics, Foot Locker, and Dell were up 4% today. All right, so then if we just want to see all of the trades here on one place, yeah, so you can see all that here. And then you can see here at the numbers at the top of this one. So the short call premium received is at 43 cents, with our net short call data being 42 cents right now. Let's sort this by ranking. Yeah. So you can see here by the ranking, I'm not sure why it goes from 1 to 5 and then 10 and up. And the rank's still in there. All right. Yeah, but you can see the ones at the top. So the rankings, the 1 through the 5, those are the ones that don't have stocks. It's because we already had the stock from last week. So all they did was do the short call. Then on some of these, it's just they didn't have enough or they wanted to put more on. And then let's see over here, because the way this worked before was these always seemed to be similar on Mondays. And even though it's Tuesday, or was Tuesday, it is a Monday now. Nope. So let me do the other direction. There we go. So it looks like we're on an average of around $6 million here. And, when at the time of the trades that they did these today, they might have all been at $6 million, and if these went up or down throughout the day, then of course the net assets would have changed a little bit. But it looks like we're around 6.1 million with these. Ugh. But anyway, sorry for the delay. Sorry for all my yawning. It is really late now. I don't think I will do the rest of my videos tonight because I think I'm just too tired and it's getting rough trying to get through the video. But anyway, hopefully y'all got something out of this. I know we're catching up from last week, things that happened with the stocks and assignments. So we had that thing. Then we had lots of trades happening. Then we had all the holdings, and then we had the daily roundup. So we actually had quite a bit going on here this week. And then we had to go through lots of new stocks, and then we also had lots of earnings and closing out stocks. So this video was a lot, which, as most of you know, if you've already been watching these, Monday videos are a lot longer for these because that's when they do the trades for ULTY. This is the only one that the YieldMax does like this, though. But anyway, I guess that's it, and I will talk with y'all later. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.